in just about 18 days, not that I'm counting, I will walk across the stage and earn my bachelor's degree in mild to moderate disabilities for special education. And as I was preparing to talk for today, it's been really interesting to reflect back on my last 4 years. And they're not kidding when they call it the 4-year minute, because it has gone by so quickly. And in the fall, I will be responsible for molding the minds of about 20 pre-K, kindergarten, first and second grade special education students. I am excited. I am terrified out of my mind. I am so happy to have this opportunity. But if you know me, you know that I am a planner. I plan everything. I have a list. I go in with a plan. And if it's not a part of my plan, it's just not going to happen. I did not start out in special education. In fact, I said it was not for me. And it took a special person to do that, and that was just not me. I started out as an elementary education major, and when I went into my advisor, the minute I could declare, I did. And she said, okay, see you in about 6 months, and you'll change your major. And she wasn't necessarily talking about changing it from education, but she just said most freshmen end up changing their major. And I said, but I am a planner. I do not change this plan. I have known I've wanted to do this my entire life. I've known since first grade. I lined up my stuffed animals and this is what I'm gonna do. These stuffed animals are real people now. And it wasn't really until my first internship that things began to change for the better. And through college, I ended up nannying for a family that their oldest daughter had autism. And she was considered nonverbal. She was having trouble hitting those verbal milestones in her development. And so when she was diagnosed with autism, she was going through lots of therapy with speech and behavior and occupational. And while I wasn't helping her with that therapy, I got to take care of her and work with her one-on-one. And I eventually had to go back and start a new semester at NSU, so I didn't see her for pretty much an entire semester. And I go to her house to babysit, and I walk through the door, and she says, well, hi, Miss Gabby, how are you? And I just lost it. It's an emotional, pivotal moment where you see that success, and you're not a part of it every single day, but you see the end result. And it's not going to be like that for every student. In the last 4 years, I have learned that. I've learned to celebrate those small victories for my student. It wasn't until my very first internship that I really thought about special education and changing my major, because I had a plan and I didn't want it to change. And I went into my advisor and I said, okay, I need to change my major. And she looks at me and said, oh, really? I want to go into special education. And she said, okay. And from then on, I have just learned so many things for my students in the fall when I finally get my own classroom. And it is really an amazing and emotional journey that I hope that every teacher candidate gets to experience, whether they stick with their plan of declaring education and going all the way through, or listening to those people and conferring with the people that mean the most to them. And I want to encourage them, because normally when you say that you're going into education, you get 2 replies. The first one is, oh, are you sure? And the second one is when you say special education, they go, oh, that takes such a special person. And it doesn't. I am here to tell you I am no one special. I literally am just a college student getting a degree in something I am so passionate about, and it was because of the teachers before me and the teachers that I've had in the past 4 years in and outside of the classroom who have influenced me. And you just have to tell them that it's a passion. It has nothing to do with my ability or the way that I am. It is just a calling, and there's no other way that I can describe it. And now, 4 years later, I go, of course I want to teach. Why wouldn't I? That's what I've wanted to do my whole life. And My very last class of coursework, my professor had us sit down and write a letter to ourselves that she was then going to mail to us during our last teaching internship. And I had totally forgotten about it. It was in December. It's kind of funny how these things work. But I am currently student teaching 11th graders special education English. And I absolutely love it, but there are some days that you just have to sit in your car and cry it out. And they're bigger than you, and sometimes it's rough. And those were one of those days, and I got home and my letter was on my bed. And I opened it up, and 2 of the last lines said, "Remember your passion and remember why you started." And for me, it's when I remember that little girl that I got to take care of who said, "Hi, Miss Gabby," and she didn't used to do that before. Thank you.